Hello from beautiful Thailand. In this video, we'll talk about the way I live my life, which is not based on the mind at all. Everything comes from the source, and as you merge more and more into your true essence, and I'm talking about this from the point of duality because in another way we never left. I'm talking from the duality perspective. That's why I say that as you are merging more and more with the source, the separate self that talks, it starts disappearing and you become at one with life because you actually never were apart from life, but the voice in your head made you believe that you were different, because as it speaks, and sometimes this happens unconsciously, it kind of hypnotizes you, and because it was speaking to you from not only from this life, the start of this life, but for many lifetimes, but you don't need to believe in it. But even if you look at it from this lifetime alone, how many years it was speaking to you from your childhood. So because it's been with you for so many years, you believe in it completely unless you start waking up and questioning the voice in your head. So some people say, oh, I don't have it. Yes, you do, unless you are enlightened. But some people don't understand what I say by what I mean by the voice in your head. So it's just thoughts and self-reflections, judgments. So unless you're enlightened, you will have it. You might call it in a different way. So this voice in your head, it's totally conditioned. So when you identify with it, you kind of split yourself apart from life and see yourself as another entity. But this is the voice in your head, is that foreign entity. But then looking at another perspective, everything comes from the source. There's no foreign here. But looking from the perspective of duality, yes, there is this foreign voice, the ego. In A Course in Miracles, it's called a stranger in your mind. And if you listen to it, you kind of believe yourself to be it. So the awareness that you are sticks with it. And because it feels stranger in the world, you feel stranger in the world. And it's so important to understand. And that's the benefit of mindfulness practices. This voice starts disappearing because you don't pay attention to it anymore. That's what we do in our weekly Zoom calls. We do all kinds of mindfulness practices so that you merge with who you are, again, talking from the perspective of duality, and you leave this foreign voice behind, not giving your energy to it anymore. And so you understand more and more your true nature and you start resting in it. And that doesn't require any thought whatsoever. The mind is not supposed to be the driver of our lives. It's supposed to be the tool of the source. But we made the mind the drivers of our lives. And that's why we have fears and anxieties, because the mind is not supposed to be the driver. That's why it's afraid. That's why it's anxious. That's why it frantically tries to plan for the future, because it's blind. It doesn't know what's ahead. So of course it will plan. But if you have the source as the driver of your life, of course you will be not worried, because you have given the rightful owner its place. And so what you do is you rest in the source. You trust it completely, and it always takes you to good places, like me now enjoying this beautiful resort in Thailand, and I love it very much, and I will stay here for quite some time. No thinking is involved, just trusting, and you're just led to these beautiful places. Of course, when you get inspiration from the source, act on it. It's going to be for your benefit. And I already made a previous video about how to know when the inspiration, when the idea comes from the source or the ego. So this is the easy way to live, a new way to live available for everyone. But the way to get into this new way of living is by leaving the mind not behind, but by no longer making it as the main decision maker of your life, but giving a source this place by trusting it. And again, in our Zoom weekly meetings, spiritual support group meetings, I explain exactly how to do this. And in a group setting, we all progress much quicker than if we do it individually without any support. So if you're interested in joining this kind of group to teach you this new way of living, be sure to check out this membership at ssg.simonerich.com.